and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot. This latest reading is on what the karma is for the narcissist in your life. So think of somebody you know that you're not exactly happy with, who has either traits of narcissism or full-blown NPD, and let's see what we get for their karma. We'll also try and pick up what they've done, their overall energy, but then we'll also pick up their karma as well. So I've got 3 piles here. We've got pile number 1, the purple pile. Pile number 2, the red pile. Pile number 3, the yellow pile. So think of the particular narcissist in your life and see what pile you were drawn to. Or in your life, they could be someone in the past as well. Hopefully there's someone in the past. That's better when narcissists are in the past. But so it might be past or present or something in between. But yeah, think of a particular person, and then there's pile 1, purple pile, pile 2, the red pile, and pile 3, the yellow pile. So pick one of these piles that resonate the most with you, with this particular narcissist, and let's see what the cards have to say for their karma and whatever else we pick up. Alright, hello pile number 1, the purple pile, pile number 1. Let's see what we get for what the karma is for the narcissist in your life. Okay, 9 of Cups in reverse. We've got the 3 of Swords in reverse. We've got the Fool upright. We've got the King of Wands in reverse, and we've got the 6 of Pentacles upright and the Judgment card. So the first thing I picked up, and it was a message for you, is that, let me first make sure that these cards are all in the frame, okay? Is that, let me make sure they're all, is that you're doing a good job with moving on with your life after what you've encountered with this particular narcissist. You're moving out of the energy of heartbreak, and you're kind of seeing, oh, where do I go now? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? So my sense is that you're moving forward, and you're doing a good job of moving forward. Maybe you thought you were kind of stuck in regards to what happened with this narcissist, and what direction do I go for to create, the best in my life, you were thinking. But I'm hearing that you're doing a good job, and my cat is come to arrive and join us. You're doing a good job of moving forward. So that's the first message I got. And then I got that this particular narcissist is the King of Wands in reverse. So the King of Wands in reverse, my sense is that this particular narcissist, right now they have a particularly, they in the past they've had a very obnoxious energy, but now that obnoxious energy has been turned inward, right? We've got the reversed. So I've got that it's no, don't mess with the camera. My cat is messing with the, you can look at the cards, but you can't mess with the camera. You can look what I'm doing, but don't so yeah, my sense is that this person is, they're going inward. Or not going inward, but they're sort of frustrated, angry, and yeah, I also got frustrated, obnoxious. I got a really obnoxious energy, like a very obnoxious energy, and it's sort of like that energy has been forced for they're forced to go inward. And I heard too is that they bear bad gifts in so many different ways, and nobody wants, that's what I get, nobody wants, they're very, like, their energy, almost aggressive, I get, or it's just, and when I got part of their karma, it's interesting because nobody wants their gifts anymore. And that's an interesting thing to say, but it's sort of like, because people are beginning to realize that this person's their gifts are or poison, I hear. So I'm hearing that this person, they just, why, what I'm hearing people say, why don't people want me? I don't understand. That's what I'm hearing with this particular narcissist. They don't understand how um, their obnoxious sort of, the obnoxious behavior, um, it's pushes people away, or it's not endeared themselves to other people, and because of this, nobody wants their gifts. I'm hearing with the Six of Pentacles. It's interesting to get, but gifts could be of various form, but what they have to offer is not, people are seeing that it's not good. They people, I'm hearing, like, they're, what they have to, and people I'm hearing is that they're part of a karma, is they're recognizing that, they're recognizing, and this person, and I hear clueless narcissist. This person is very much a clueless narcissist. Like, there's more manipulative. This person could be a manipulative too, but it's sort of like the energy I'm getting is for like a really clueless, obnoxious narcissist that booms a lot and is obnoxious, and because of that, people don't want them or what they have to offer anymore, and they're very confused about that, and I'm not sure why they would be confused, because why people can't figure, why a narcissist can't figure that out. But yeah, I see clueless narcissist who is confused. That's the energy, and they have a very obnoxious energy. People don't want them. They don't want them or their energy that they have to offer anymore. And it's like they don't understand. And I'm hearing that a lot of people, for their karma, a lot of people, I'm getting another thing from this card, is that a lot of people judge this person. A lot of people judge them, and they can't figure out why. They're very clueless, and they can't figure out why people are judging them. They can't figure this thing out, and it's like they've got a block in their head where they can't absorb the truth about anything, is what I hear. And it's sort of like I'm hearing other people, and I'm hearing at one time this person judged other people. They boomed all their obnoxious vitriol on other people, like very just booming. I hear very with the King of Wands, because he can be quite booming and obnoxious, and when he's negatively aspected. But I'm hearing this person at one time, they always judged other people. They always judged other people. They were always sort of putting people down, and some of the energy that I'm getting, but also just being really obnoxious. But I'm getting that now the tables are turned, people don't want what they want, and people are now judging them. Interesting. So people don't want their gifts or their energy, or their gift. I'm hearing God's gift to the world. They think that they're God's gift to the world, but they don't know why people don't want God's gift to the world. They don't understand it. It's like a very getting in for very clueless energy, clueless narcissist, which I guess in a sense a clueless narcissist is better than a you know well, I don't know. It's I mean, no narcissist is good, but yeah, I keep on getting like a clueless narcissist, obnoxious, clueless, and they're judgmental. And let's see what else we get for the karma. Oh, I got the Gypsy Oracle. Oh, my cat she's knocked over all my cards. Like I've got all these decks of cards out of the frame, and she's knocked them over. But that's okay. Fortune, and I'm hearing that they always feel with the King of Wands energy, he can be a little bit entitled, if you will, and they feel that fortune that they're entitled to is not theirs. I got 4 from the bottom, 3 and 4 from the bottom. Let's see. 3 and 4. Let's see. What do we get for 3 and 4 from okay, love, and then I got messenger in reverse. So love and messenger for in the reverse is sort of like they feel like the message of love that they deserve, because they're God's gift to the world, it never comes. So they don't get their fortune, the message of love that, that they don't. It could be from you, it could be from somebody else, but, and I just got an image of, they may have had many mistresses, or many girlfriends for some lover. Yeah, the lover popped out. Interesting. So this person in some, like, yeah, that's interesting, because I just got this image of they may have had many mistresses, and then the lover card popped out. So it's like like, yeah, they were very much, yeah, I just got this image of somebody very, like, very promiscuous, or they had many different lovers, and cheated. They perhaps cheated on you, maybe even made you fear for your health or something like that. I don't know, but they were not, they were, I got this image of, they, in some cases of this pile, they were a cheater, and I'm hearing that they got messenger in reverse, and then love. So I got the message of true love will never reach them, because they went out with or they cheated on, lied to a whole bunch of different women. I got for some cases in this pile. So a very kind of, and it's interesting, the lover, so it's a negative aspect of the lover I got for them. So that's interesting and not good at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got consolation. I'm hearing they'll never feel truly consoled. Yeah, I'm getting a very strong energy from that. It's sort of like they'll never find the messenger of true love, and they'll never feel truly consoled. Like, I see a black hole inside this person. And then, yeah, I'm seeing in some cases with people who pick this pile, they're very clueless. They're very clueless about spirit. We've got clueless about spirit, about themselves, about other people. So there's different types of narcissists, but this one I keep on getting is very clueless. Like, they just, and yeah, and then I got the energy that I picked up was a cheater, and then I pulled out the lover card, which is, and then I got 10 from, or, okay, let's see, I'll shovel till I get one that, okay, misfortune, interesting. Misfortune, like, also misfortune, but I get it's all connected to the energy of consolation. It's not necessarily that they could have some sort of misfortune, but it's just the energy of misfortune. I'm more overall in terms of not having a messenger of true love, because they don't really know how to attract true love. They're very damaged, and so it's just what I'm getting from the misfortune energy is like an energy of misfortune, even if it's not actual misfortune. It's sort of, which it could be actual, that, but it's sort of more of an energy of misfortune, an energy of, just unfortunate, an overall tone is what I'm getting about their life, like an overall tone of misfortune. In regards to, I get the messenger of love, and then they think to myself, why am I just not so fortunate? And it's almost like they justify there's some of their behavior, like and yeah, and I got no true, not joyfulness, but what I get this card is I get not having two things. I get not true having true joyfulness energy, not having true joyful energy, but also too much partying. I get to when someone acts like, oh, I'm gonna hang out and drink and do pot and do all these things, and like I get this unhealthy behavior of like, oh, I'm having a good time, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not really doing so well. That's what I'm getting for this person. Okay, so yeah, no, I get a black hole. I get a black hole within this person. Falseness. I got also, yeah, that they're false. That's kind of the energy that I get. That's the overall energy I get with them too. Is that they're false. They're false to themselves. Thus, they're false to other people, and they're disconnected from their purple spiritual energy. Is the thing I get too. So let's see if I can get some wisdom cards for you. Before you can heal others, you have to heal yourself. So that's what I get, is that, and I hear that you're doing a good job. I got that at the very beginning, that you are, for some of you who pick this pile, you are moving out of it. Like, you just, when you pick this pile just to get some sort of, you know, not consolation, but sort of understanding, something like that. But I hear that you already are on this. Before you can heal others, you have to heal yourself. Let's see what it says on the back of the pile. Today, be mindful of how you judge others, and recognize that when you see others in a negative light, you discover the fears that you need to heal in yourself. So what I'm getting from this is that, I'm getting this card. I kind of got the energy, the front side. I got that, you're always doing, like I got in the beginning, you're doing a good job, but you may get a little bit stuck too. Like, I hear you're moving forward, but sometimes you just get a little bit stuck with this person too. And I'm hearing to focus on yourself, of course, is the good remedy. But we'll see how you can do that in more okay, to heal the body, first heal the mind. To heal the body, first heal the mind. So I'm hearing like sort of focusing on, yeah, healing your mind. Let's see, as I'm going to get, how can you do that? Because, we hear these things like heal the mind, focus on yourself, but we'll get a further energy and how you can do that just to sort of, like, you know, um, to put further clarity on how you can move beyond this particular narcissist. Detach from drama. So my sense is that you may sometimes hear a little bit about this person. You may hear through the grapevine, and sometimes it's like, oh, drama about this person, and that's fine. That's fine. But it's like, I mean, the eventual goal is to like detach from this person energetically, fully, and I hear make no judgments, because I'm hearing that um, there may be some anger about the people who don't. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. There may be some anger about some of the people who don't see who this person is. That's what I picked from the card. There may be some anger at this person, and it may be very frustrating to you, or people don't really see this person. You really want people to see who this person is, but I'm hearing that only sort of change you to this person, and understand people don't, a lot of people just don't have a lot of intuition. Like, that's what I hear. They don't have a lot of intuition. And furthermore, they can, narcissists can appear a certain way. They can appear a certain way. And I hear they do have some people hoodwinked. They definitely, I hear a person who's is gregarious sometimes. They seem really gregarious, and it's very frustrating to you. And that's, I want to validate that feeling of frustration, but it's also, there's a sense, so strengthen your gifts. So what I'm getting from that, I got it in reverse, is that you kind of lost your gifts from this person, and part of your healing to get away from this energy is to is go get back to your hobbies. I'm hearing even some ways that you can make money that you haven't thought of are related to your hobby. So I'm hearing a new monetary opportunity is related to your hobbies, and I hear you haven't thought about it yet, but you will think of it soon. I hear there's actually a way to make money that you haven't thought of, but you'll think of it soon. So that's a message I got for this pile as well. So yeah, so I wish you luck for healing from this situation. I think that's all I get for pile number 1 and the purple pile. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if it resonates in the comments section. Maybe if how so. Maybe get a like if you enjoyed it. And yeah, you can check out my other videos. I've got a whole bunch of playlists. You can see if they resonate with you. Just go to the playlist section and see if you want to subscribe to this channel. See if you like. I've got a whole bunch of different videos on, narcissistic abuse healing, karma, past lives, pets, dream analysis, a whole bunch of different subjects. So yeah, check out my playlist section and see if that's something that interests you to subscribe to this channel. Alright, let's see what we have for pile number 2, the red pile. Let's see what we have for the karma for the narcissists. We've got the Tower. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, or not the Tower, the Lovers in reverse, and Justice. Interesting. We've got the ultimate karma card. And let's see what we get from this. We've got, so my sense is that this person has recently gone through very much a tower movement, and they don't really understand why this happened. It could involve you, but it could involve somebody else. But it's sort of like, because of this, they're in a state of sort of waiting. They've kind of, they don't know how to move beyond this tower movement, and they're perpetually stuck in this state of, you see this guy, he's aggressively trying to get out of the situation. Yeah, that's what I get too. They're aggressively trying to get out of the situation, but they don't know, they don't have the spiritual tools to do so. They don't have the spiritual tools to do so. They really want to aggressively get there. They've had a tower moment, and it could have somehow been precipitated or connected to the C virus. That's interesting. That's interesting. The last couple years, I'm not quite sure exactly. There could be different avenues, but some sort of, they had this tower moment connected to the, somehow connected to, the stuff that's been happening on the planet. I don't want to trigger the algorithm, but the C virus, the the cocoa virus, we'll say, that's been, that started in 2020. You know what I mean. But so yeah, something maybe perhaps connected to that, or indirectly or directly, they they had like a tower moment, and we related to that. And they don't know how to. They're not good at getting out of tower moments because they don't really learn the spiritual lessons beyond them. Like narcissists do not. I don't know. You probably figured this out, but they really don't. They don't learn spiritual lessons. They don't. They're not very. Shall we say, spiritually healthy, if you will. So they don't. They went through a tower movement, and they're in this. They're like, oh, will somebody get me out of this situation? But nobody does, and they're being forced to use their own energy to get out, or their own prowess, if you will, to get out of the situation. They're forced to being. I heard they're being forced to use their prowess to get out of the situation, but to no avail. And it's very much something that affects their root chakra with the red flashlight. It's it's something that affects their root chakra. Yeah, an Ace of Pentacles is the ultimate card of stability. It's something they don't have any sense of stabilities that I'm hearing for their karma, and they don't know. I'm hearing to get out of that, they would have to, it's actually, it's easy to get out of these situations, but they don't focus on their spiritual, essence. They only focus on their root chakra. They don't focus on their spiritual, the red, symbolizes kind of the root chakra, right? And they don't focus on other elements to get out of the situation. And I'm hearing because they don't go inward to meet these aspects of their self. Therefore, they can't heal and move beyond and make stability out of their messed up situation. That's what I got. They can't get messed up out of their situation. And I get that this is justice for, I get the uprootment of other people. I hear that they've uprooted, what they've done is like sort of uprooted, this may even, I got the word landlord, or somebody, they were somehow in charge of other people's stability or living situations in some way or something. They somehow uprooted other people's stability. Interesting. That's the energy I got, that they uprooted other people's energy, and and it's basically because of that, because they were constantly uprooting other people's stability. Either, yeah, interesting. I got a landlord, but it's like, and that's only going to resonate with some places. But it's somehow they somehow kicked somebody out, or they could have been somebody who kicked you out, or they kicked somebody out. They somehow attacked the stability, or they may have even attacked people's sort of in some way. It could have even be through verbal abuse, or even other forms of violence, right? Other forms of either emotional or even physical violence, but in some way they attacked the stability of and the safety through words, through actions, through power imbalances. So that's what I'm getting at. Through words, through actions, through power imbalances, they they somehow uprooted the stability of other people. Interesting. And because of that, a tower moment is now uprooting the stability of them. And yeah, they're basically they're in this state, and they don't have the spiritual tools to get out of it. So they're in this state of Seven of Wands. Like, I'm seeing they're plowing at everything, but they're going nowhere. They're plowing, and they're going nowhere. They're plowing at the soil, and they're going nowhere. Interesting. So that's justice, and I'm gonna see if I can get. I'm gonna get the card deck. See what else. Maybe what else? What else can I get because of this too? It's something that they did, and the interesting I get for this is they're very. They somehow had some power in some way, and they were very. We got the Six of Wands here. You see, it's on his horse, right? But they were very arrogant about the power that they had over other people in some way. Could even be a boss, landlord, just a situation, or just an overall energy. If they had they had energy, they had power over other people, and that because of the power they had over other people, in some way they lorded it over other people and they attacked their stability. Interesting, that's what I keep on getting for this. They lorded it over and they attacked, and because of this, let's see if I can get another card for clarity on this, just so I can get some more clarity. Um, they attacked and then I get for that is they kind of attacked someone's their sense of self. That's interesting that I got, because you see them looking at each other, and it's sort of they attacked someone's sense of self. That's what I get, which is interesting, because sometimes the Two of Cups can be not meeting another person, but meeting an aspect of yourself. So can the Lovers, right? It's like sometimes it's meeting an aspect of another person, another something else, meeting in the outside world, but sometimes it's meeting something within. So I'm seeing that they attacked someone's sense of self-worth. That's what I got. But because of that, because of the behavior, they won't have true communion with others. But I'm hearing for some, they precipitated, they did their very toxic behavior actually, and it may not be for you, but it's interesting. I got that it's interesting. I'm getting things like their toxic behavior that was meant to be destructive. It actually helped some people, and I'm getting it's someone else. You may not know this person, or you may know kind of the situation, but their toxic behavior of uprooting people's stability, it actually led to other people's healing and growth in some ways. Like it led to somebody finding themselves or finding a different path that was actually good for them. I'm hearing. So they may have like uprooted people's stability, like a boss. Maybe it attacked their livelihood, their living space or something. Some sort of person in authority, or they had if not in their authority, they somehow in this situation they had authority, and because of that, the person they actually precipitated, like they were actually used by the universe to precipitate like this instability and unsafety that they precipitated in other people. It actually led to some people's personal growth and expansion, and people finding themselves and finding their true self-love. So it led to a victory moment. Interesting. You never know what you're going to pick up with these people. But yeah, I got that. Yeah, it did that. But they're stuck in this state. What they did to other people actually, in some cases, help people find their own growth and their own power. But then that energy was turned on to them, and then they were not able to, because of just of who they are, their essential nature, they're unable to use that energy to create growth for themselves, if that makes sense. Interesting. And I got, this is something you should know about this person. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10. So scholar, like they very much see themselves as a scholar, and they're so connected to that scholarly nature. They really are obsessed with being a scholar, and because of that, they're completely devoid of a true emotional compass and a true, what's the word? A true, yeah, it's true spiritual compass. Their emotions, like something is very alien and foreign about this person, because they're very much concerned about their mind. That's what I'm getting. They're very much concerned about their mind, this person, but not their heart. They're very disconnected from that aspect of themselves. We've got the Lovers, the Two of Cups. They're disconnected from that part of them that's their own heart type thing. They're very much disconnected from that aspect of their heart. Interesting, because they're very much connected with their intelligence and their intellect. Yeah, so it's sort of like they really they attack people's stability because of that. Interesting, because they're disconnected from their heart. But yeah, I got, this could be something they very much fascinated by their own mind. I hear. Interesting. That could be the energy for some. And let's see if we get some other cards from the wisdom deck. I always like to use some. So interesting. Interesting. I got that to make no judgments. I got that from interesting that popped up for another pile too. And I'm getting for that is that you may think this person um, is bad, and they are. But I also get that they we're not trying to like they you may I'm hearing, yeah, like you may judge, and I got it's interesting. Yeah, I picked that energy for the first pile too, but it's sort of like, because sometimes what can happen with narcissists is that they people put up with them, and you see people putting up with them, and you um like, oh, why don't people just put them in their place already? But I'm hearing that the universe can use this person for their toxicity to precipitate people's growth, is what I hear. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to hear. But yeah, like they can. Let me get another one too. Three from the bottom. Let's see. And seek hidden treasures. So I'm hearing that um, to seek hidden treasures in situations will kind of help you move in a different direction than this person, and the unfairness of the situation. And yeah, so but I do see this person. I heard the word unconscious operating system. Like it's like they're very easily hijacked. Like they have a very unconscious operating system, and it's sort of like they're completely disconnected from their heart. So they don't make they're almost a cold energy in a sense. Like they don't make sense. They're from the intellect, and they're completely disconnected to the heart. So they make decisions just completely devoid, and people just wonder. The people who see them, they're just like, what they're truly like. They just are kind of like, why are they doing this? Why are they acting this way? Like, just it's just so. But I hear you shaking your head, and some people shaking their head around them like, oh, why do they act this way? But I'm hearing that you can trust that this person is so unconscious. I'm hearing that they can sometimes be used by the universe to precipitate people's growth, but they're very unconscious. I hear unconscious operating system. But yeah, that's all we get for pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe give it a like or comment to see if this resonated with you. Also, you may want to check out my other videos in the playlist section. I've got videos on narcissistic abuse healing, karma, past lives, dream analysis, pets, and a lot of other different subjects. So you may want to see that if it's worth it for you to subscribe. And yeah, that's what we get for pile number 2. I hope that was helpful to you, and I want to wish you luck with dealing with this person. And yeah, so we've got pile number 3. We've got pile number 3, and we've got yeah, pile number 3. What is the karma for the narcissist in your life, past or present? Hopefully past. We like to leave these people in the past, but if it's present, it's still relevant for that as well too. So let's see, what do we get for pile number 3? The narcissist in your life, past or present. What is the karma for them? So we've got transition, four of four of uh, Four of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. Interesting. So let's see, what do we get for this. Let's make sure that we got all the cards in the frame. Here we go, and let me tune into the pile and see what I get. All right, so I'm getting that this person is blocked with their own transition. They're very much blocked with their own transition moving forward. They basically, I hear they're their own worst enemy. And yeah, this person, they feel like they're behind a gate in their own mind, because the forge is very much to do with their mind. And I'm hearing that they very the transition, like their transition that they seek is never going to happen, because they're very, very trapped right now. They feel that's their karma, is very trapped. And with this person, I'm getting what they did is I'm getting about 7 different things. Let's see if we can pick it up. I'm getting it's exemplified by the Temperance card, and I'm hearing in some cases they're very manipulative. I'm hearing they're very abusive in some cases, and very what's the other energy I'm picking up from this? It's sort of like they add an ill-tempered energy to every situation, because tempering, the ideal of the temperance card is that they add a spiritual energy to something, but on here they're the opposite of this, and they add an ill-tempered energy. I also got gossip. They're very much a gossip. They look down on other people. um, they look down on other people. So yeah, I'm hearing them very much exemplified by the temperance card, but the sort of the negative aspects, like they gossip about people. They don't keep confidences. They I'm hearing that they turn people against each other. So they add an ill-tempered opposite to the temperance energy to any situation they enter. So it's sort of like what else have they done? They add poison into people's cups, metaphorically speaking. Like they always add a poisonous energy. Like I see them almost being a snake like energy, and they take what is not theirs. They take what is not meant for them. Very selfish, very greedy energy I'm getting. And also in some cases I'm getting cruel words, like very cruel words meant to harm, manipulate, meant to bring down people. Like they like to bring people down. So just a very sly, poisonous, manipulative, invasive person is what I get for this particular narcissist. So, what else? I'm going to get some more energies. Let's see. Um, they don't care about other people's problems. They really don't care about other people's problems. It's just me, me, me. What do you think of me? So constantly, like a very selfish, greedy person who doesn't care about the problems of other people, and adds an ill-tempered energy to any situation they enter. And like yeah, likes to cut people down constantly, likes to cut people down constantly, and just is mean. Yeah, and I'm getting that with the Ace of Swords. It's particular. Their one of their fortes is they like to cut people down, put them down constantly. They always like to make themselves better than other people, and how they do that is with words. The Ace of Swords, they yeah, they do that with words. They do that with little cutting digs. Like you may have, experienced cutting digs with this person. Very childish energy too. I get like a very childish energy. Like just always trying to, not a safe person. Always trying to cut people down with words. I don't really get a physical violence vibe with this one, but it's sort of like, verbal violence. Like always putting people down. Always doubting, making people doubt their own self worth. and they're always, yeah, always. And okay, I should get another card for this. What are some other things that they've done? Let's see. The lovers, like they may have in some cases attacked your love relationship, or got in the way of, or trying getting in the way of things that people want. I hear either a love relationship, or they're constantly, like, just they're always putting a poisonous energy into things. I hear like the opposite of temperance, putting a poisonous energy, getting in the way of other people's, trying to get in the way of other people's desires, their wants, and and putting down people down with cruel words, always manipulating, digging at people to prevent them from their true connection to their heart. I'm hearing they're just like, I don't like the energy of this person. And then I'm getting that a karma that they get, three from the bottom too, is never having any fortune, being in this state, because they're always, they're always trying to get in the way of other people's, fortune, always getting in the way of people's either love relationships or what they want. Always, like, what's the word? I heard the word doubting Thomas with the Ace of Swords, always saying things to, like, make people believe that they'll never get what they want, or they're not worthy of what they want, or just always saying things to disconnect them from their true heart. Always, like, that's what I hear. They're always saying things to disconnect people from a state of love and their own true heart, always putting people down, and always doing that. And I hear that they'll be kind of stuck in this energy for their entire life, and thinking like, oh, why don't I get any fortune? But it's like because you're always trying to get in the way of other people's fortune or putting them down and everything like that. So it's like they've got the Four of Swords, and so they're always going to be trapped, but never seeing a way out. I hear that trapped, a transition, and never seeing. And I hear that this is a most narcissists are lifers, but I hear that this person is a lifer. They're never going to like truly do any spiritual searching. Like it's just all about them, like putting people down, and getting in the way of people's. They're even like they'll just say things to sort of get in the way, like not even of some, not even in something in particular, although it could be something in particular in some cases, but just to stab people in the heart constantly, that they're always getting in touch with their inner nature and their self. Like they're just always getting in the way of inner nature. And I hear because this person, they don't have an inner nature, they don't have a self, so therefore they're always stabbing and getting in the way of people's inner self. And yeah, and then there's also, yeah, the transition. Like they'll be trapped, and they'll never transition out of this immature state. So they'll always be trapped. That's what I hear for this. They'll never transition out of this immature, cutting people down. So therefore they're always trapped. They'll never have true inner fortune, and then they'll never go on a spiritual journey because they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to connect themselves. So they'll continually put people. I just get a very kind of subtle, sort of covert narcissist energy from this. Like just always, like people might not always know what they're. Just let me get a drink of water. Just like a drink of water. People may not know what this person is like, and they put a nice. I hear they have a very pretty facade, so they're covert narc. So a very pretty facade, but they're always putting people poison in metaphorical poison in people's drinks. That's what I'm hearing. They're always putting metaphorical poison in people's drinks, and I'm hearing this is part of their karma. Money, interesting, fortune, never having enough money is part of their karma as well too. There's not having enough money, but not realizing that it's because of their spiritual nature that people don't give them, anything, or a reunion. And I'm hearing they'll never be reunited with their true self. Is what I'm hearing. Because reunion here, there's a It's like this card can be about the self, meeting an aspect of oneself, but they'll never, you know, um, you'll never meet this aspect of themselves that can make themselves spiritually whole. It's just, I hear it's just not possible for them. It's just not possible for them. Service, and I'm hearing they expect other people to service them. Like this is truly what they believe. Like they've got like an ill function operating system. They believe everyone should serve them, and that's just the way it it should be. Like they should um they should basically everyone should serve them. And I'm hearing no, they need to serve other people. They need to serve other people, and they don't do that. Like they may be the type that's just they expect you to listen to their problems, but then when you have a problem, it's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. Like they really just they expect it all to be about them. They expect other people. They may have expected you to just serve them constantly and listen to their problems, but if you had a problem, that really just did not matter. I'm hearing. And pleasure seekers. So this person may, I'm hearing that they're constantly in this cycle of some sort of addiction, and I'm hearing it's a low grade addiction. It's like, a high, like pot or alcohol, or some, even I'm hearing in some cases it could be even porn. In some cases it could be that, but it's sort of like they never have the true healing, because the temperance, it's like a true healing energy. They never have this true healing energy, so it's like they're always toxic. the cutting people down. I see the Ace of Swords, cutting people down, cutting people off from the essential aspects of their self, because they're cut off from the essential aspects of their self, and they'll never be reunited with these aspects of the self. And if they were, they would probably become, well, they would most certainly become less toxic, but they're not going to do that. So I'd recommend probably staying away from this person. And pleasure seekers, I hear, yeah, like that addiction, like low gambling, even those kind of, not a meth addiction, but I see them in sort of those low, high, low grade, if you will, high functioning addiction, food, those kind of addictions. Not, what I'm trying to say is not, they're probably not a meth addict, or though, I mean, like, but they're kind of more the energy like pot, alcohol, gambling, like just, like just low grade addictions that are not low grade, but the word, like high addictions that are not, like, fully accompanying, like they're not going to be on the street corner, with meth, like a meth addict, but they're like low grade addictions, if you will, which are very serious, because I mean they're kind of, a tendency to be more stuck, because they're not as extreme, if you will, like low, you know what I mean, right? They're just low grade addictions that they have a tendency to be stuck because they're just not as, um, and we've got soldier, and I hear this image of the person being like, thinking they're a soldier, but they're not. Like they think that they're a soldier who just, like, who soldiers through life, but they're really, I'm hearing they're kind of a weak person. They're not a soldier. They're not the soldier that they think that they are. And then what else? And this is the effect that they put on other people. I hear that they're going to do, they do very much a lot of psychological damage to their, if they have children. One of their karma is that they'll do, unfortunately, lots of psychological damage to their children, and that their children um, will grow to hate them. Is that's what I hear? Like that's part of their karma. Is if they have children, their children will grow to hate them, and they'll realize they can't control them, forever. Like they won't be able to controlling it. They think in some level that they'll be able to somehow control and make everything better by through a child. They think, but they're going to figure out that this is not the case at all, and that if they have children, it's just going to make everything worse for them, and um, and their child will grow to hate them, or they won't be able to. They'll realize that they can't control them. Their child is not the stepping stone to make everything better for them. They'll realize, and and they'll put everything on their child, and their child will grow to hate them and resent them. And they just lots of it. I hear they just don't get it. They just don't. And interesting, I got servant, and I got service, and that's interesting. They expect everyone to be a servant to them. Like they expect somehow, maybe, like, and I hear in a past life they had servants that they mistreated very, and I'm hearing in some cases, interesting, that you were maybe, this may be some of the, like a dynamic that you had in a past life, like you were, in some cases, a servant to this very unpleasant person, and so you got entangled with them again in this life, and I'm hearing that you broke away from them. You broke away from them. You realized what they were like. But I'm hearing there could be some a past life issues, which happens a lot. Like we meet people a lot of times in the past life. But you were a servant to this person, and yeah, you were a servant to this person, and they expect everything, because I'm hearing they had servants in the past life that constantly served them. So then in the back of their mind, they're like, well, why don't people serve me in this life? I don't understand. Like they expect everyone to be at their beck and call, and I'm hearing it's all about them. It's just really all about them, and they'll never break out of this mindset. Their kids will hate them. People figure out what they're like eventually, and yeah, that's what I'm hearing about this particular person. And then I'm getting advice for you is make better choices. And what I'm hearing like that is that, let me get some more cards too, see if I can get more clarity on that. And yeah, and I keep on, like, serve keeps on coming out, like serve, like service, quietly serve. And I'm hearing that you don't need to serve, and I'm getting the opposite. It's interesting, I'm getting the opposite of this card. You don't have to serve people. You don't have to have this kind of, dynamic of people. You don't have to have these kind of people in your life that you have to serve. So it's interesting. I got servant, service, and serve. That's really interesting. So it's like, it must be very, relevant. So I'm getting that you don't have to attract these kind of people. Like, my sense is that you almost feel you attracted this kind of person because you feel like you have to somehow, in the back of you may not be conscious of this, but I'm getting you were a servant to this person in the past life, and you have this idea in your head that you always have to be of service to people in some way in order to almost be valid or something. Like, you have to somehow be. But I'm hearing, make better choices. That you need to sort of heal from this person and create a different energy field to what you attract in your life. That you attract better into your life, and that, yeah, interesting.